Welcome to Destination 101, the podcast of Toastmasters District 101. In this alternate short format, instead of a road trip along our namesake of Highway 101 in California, think of this as a short pit stop or a vista point. I'm your host, Birgit Starmanns. Welcome to another episode in Season 2 of Destination 101. This season, we're going to do things a little bit differently. We'll present shorter episodes with tips and tricks that will help both Toastmasters and non-Toastmasters. And we're going to start out with some communication tips as well as some technical tips and tricks, since many of us will continue to have online meetings, probably in the foreseeable future. Today, let's talk about that elephant in the room, eye contact on Zoom. Now, when we're presenting in person, we're always told to make sure that we make eye contact with the audience. That does not mean stare down one person. It also does not mean to only speak to the right side of the room and ignore the left side of the room. It means to vary your eye contact to different portions of the room. What do you do on Zoom? Well, typically many of us present in gallery view so that we can actually see more of our audience and gauge their reactions. The problem is that the camera is usually embedded at the top of a laptop. Webcams are usually sitting on top of a desktop monitor, and many have a multi-monitor system, and they're actually looking up above, or they're looking to the right or the left of the camera. What should we do to fix that? Well, of course, we should be looking directly at the camera. Now, that again doesn't mean to stare it down and not blink, because again, we don't do that in person, and if we're speaking to somebody one-on-one, we typically look away for a second or two, maybe as we're thinking, or because it becomes uncomfortable to have that much eye contact. On Zoom, of course, everything can be magnified, especially on a speaker or spotlight view. People can see exactly where you're looking, so if you do choose to look away for just a second, don't look that far away from the camera. Speaking of being obvious of where you're looking, something I've noticed is that there will be some speakers who are reading a section, which is understandable, of course, if you're using a quote and you want to get it exactly right. But it is very obvious that your eyes are moving back and forth when you're reading. So that's just something to be careful of and be very aware of. Now, when it comes to looking directly at the camera, that can be very uncomfortable. I've heard a few tips and tricks. I've heard speakers say they put little stickers of eyeballs next to their camera, or they'll put a stuffed animal or a picture behind the camera. That'll work as long as you're still looking at it. If you have the space in your home office or your office, if you can scoot a little bit further away, for example, from your laptop, in that case, you are further away and it's easier to look at the camera and use your peripheral vision to actually see the reactions of your audience. You might also choose to pin a person who is hopefully not going to turn their camera off, and that way you can see a larger version of their face. Again, easier to gauge that person's reaction. There are actually quite a few equipment hacks that have been developed. Unfortunately, a lot of them tend to be very bulky, very heavy, take up a lot of space, can be kind of expensive, but anything from using a teleprompter and a webcam to reflect your screen so that you can look at the camera behind that reflection, or using a plexiglass hanger to hang your webcam from your desktop monitor to hang in the middle of your screen. Quite honestly, some of those seem a little strange to me, but just so that you're aware, they do exist. Now, the biggest tip I can leave you with, though, is to practice. How do you practice by yourself? Well, you can sign up for your own free Zoom account, and you can get on Zoom by yourself and actually record yourself and play it back. Now, I would suggest to have a photo or a slide on your screen, and you can basically give yourself hints. I am now looking directly at the camera. I am now looking at the middle of the flower in this picture. I am now looking to the right of this flower in the picture. I am now looking at the graphic on the left of the PowerPoint slide. That way you're telling yourself where you're looking and you can see exactly how that comes across. So again, practice is going to be very helpful. And I think by now we're all getting used to seeing ourselves on camera. With that, I hope to see you soon and make eye contact with you through Zoom. Talk to you next time. Tune in next time and comment or email us at destination101.podcast@gmail.com and review prior episodes at www.d101tm.org/destination-101. Chat with you soon.